Thank you very much. Welcome back, and good to see everyone has made it back at this point. You did see me earlier on. I have lost my orange Figlow tie, so a little bit of a different look. I'm here representing BlinkMobile today. We represent Blink across the Asia-Pacific region. And for those of you that don't know Blink is about a mobile enterprise application platform. So this is the ability, with mobility, think we've gone through a number of phases and challenges, and the day of the installed app is rapidly moving behind us. In the same way that on your PC today, very few people want to actually install apps unless it's Microsoft Office or Skype or something like that. Today, in order to have a commercial conversation with users want it to be rapid, it wanted to be fast, it wanted to be on any device at all. And so the idea of having to go somewhere and download an app becomes very painful. And IDC and Gartner talk a lot about this at the moment, where they're saying that it really is important to move to a MIAP, a mobile enterprise application platform, for your mobility. So it isn't for everybody, it isn't for every situation, but I'm going to go through some of the options with Blink today from the iPad. So one of the things that we're doing is we're starting an app here, a full app experience from a URL. So this is an overgrown web app. We run these both as a hybrid, as a pure web app, under a browser, as a full screen app. We run all of these options from a URL as the starting point. So what we're trying to do is get away from the fact that we don't have to worry about if it's Windows Mobile 8 or if it's one of the 42 Android variants, if it's a Symbian, if it's a BlackBerry, that my app is going to work. And I want to be able to have an immediate commercial conversation with someone. One of the challenges we see a lot today is how do I get people to download my app when there's a million apps in the App Store? And part of that is that ability to start from a URL, from a QR code, from an SMS, from a Facebook app, from Twitter, that one click, and you saw the speed at which we can start an app. So this is not the world's sexiest app, and I don't try to be sexy. I want to go through some capabilities and some things that we can do here that I want to share with you, some ideas around mobility that can be placed together in order to provide an inclusive mobility across all of the customers and all the organizations that you want to deal with. I'll take my car loan calculator at this point. We've all seen car loan calculators. There's no great magic in the concept of what we're trying to do here. I want to put my down payment of $3,000 and I'm looking for an interest rate of about 6%. And as I move around, it's going to recalculate that. Now, it's not about the message of can I build a calculator, and with Blink I could certainly build one very quickly. It is about how do I build it once and make sure that on a Symbian, on a BlackBerry, on a feature phone, on the latest tablet, that it's going to look good, that it's going to deliver in one click, that I can have an immediate conversation with that user with the ability to start them down a path towards conversion from interested user into paying customer. So a small example of the car loan calculator. I think also using mobility, we talk about the ability to do things on the mobile, and some of the presentations earlier were about things like how would I apply for a loan if I wanted it on my mobile? And we know that some users exactly want to do that, but not everybody wants to do that. So how do we use mobility to drive people to an in-bank or an in-store experience where they want to actually deal with a person, but I want to deal with that efficiently? So our branch queue wait time calculator, this gives me the ability to say, hey, can I get the app to work out on almost any device that I'd be running, one click and I'm in here, to GPS locate me and say, well, this is where I am, I'm at the Expo Center, and there's a number of branches that are relatively close by. I can have a look at each of these branches and say, how many people are in the queue? This one's got quite a few. This one's not too bad. It's 17 people waiting. So I can see how many people are in the queue, how long that queue's taking to wait. I can reserve my spot directly in the queue. And now I've got my directions. I know it's going to take me 9 minutes to walk there. I know where I'm going. And I know I've got time to pop out to the coffee shop and get a coffee before I need to get there. So what I'm trying to do as a bank is drive people, in this particular case, to use mobility to actually not transact mobile, but in fact drive people to the bank, but do it efficiently where I've got spare resources to optimize the number of people I have, maximizing the value that I can bring to them in the shortest possible time. A few other very things. I mean, the complex forms are one of the things, and how do we make this simple as we go through a process? This is a small claims example that I might walk through where I want the ability to fill in the detail of my claim. I want to say where it is I am. And I could equally, normally what we would do here is we would pick up the combination of using the GPS to say this is where you are and this is where I've detected you are, but to have fallback mechanisms in case the device that I'm using is not going to support that. So the ability to still do stuff manually. As I go through, I can say, well, we've had some very big rain this afternoon. I put in my detailed description. I want to explain where it is in my sketch. I'm saying that, well, it's a big conference center and there's a stage at the front, and I'm actually over here on the stage, and all the people were facing this way and the rain was actually coming down here. And I can actually make that part of my claim, let people draw a picture of it. Equally, I can do the most important thing. I'd want to be able to take a photo, drop that into my claim and make sure that one's a little fuzzy, but we'll use it anyway. I'm sure the assessor will pick that up. And the ability to say, well, this is actually storm and flood damage that I'm trying to claim. So I'm trying to make the process easy here with dynamic forms that are using the device that are going to refactor so that whatever device I'm on, they're still going to work. People are going to submit that in, the ability to sign online. We have the technology to make this final as part of that and submit that back into the device. So BlinkMobile, a couple of small examples. I encourage you to come to the booth and have a look at some of the sexier examples that we may have. I'm trying to focus today on the capabilities of enterprise mobility, make connections to the back end once, and then use them to mobilize your internal workforce, your partners, provide an end consumer mobile solution, all out of the same solution from BlinkMobile. Thank you very much.